Next on YoTV, we got Natalie and Valentina Rose.
We got CYMC with talking about the bus being the new turf.
And we also went out to Oakland to the school board meeting and got yoked up.
Let's get this started.
Good morning and welcome to a new episode of YoTV. I'm your host, Ann.
And I'm Tom, filling in for Russell, who is missing in action somewhere.
No, I gave him the boot. That's what it was. Anyways, in case you didn't know, YoTV is a part of Yo Youth Outlook. Look for us on MySpace. Look for us on the website at youthoutlook.org. And also, Tom does a magazine, in case you didn't know. Tell us about it.
Oh, I'm the editor-publisher of Sprawl Magazine, which is a suburban youth magazine that caters to youth ranging from 14 to 24. You can find that at any local high school or library in the suburban Bay Area.
That's pretty much like right here, right?
Yep, exactly.
In Pleasanton, that's where we're at, in case you couldn't tell. That's 680 over there. It's hot and there's cows and there's lots of bugs.
Yeah. Let me tell you, this place is great for mountain biking, hiking, cattle grazing, and fungus finding. But we'll get back to that later.
Next for you, we have Natalie. She's a pop singer. You might have seen her on Yo Mama on MTV. She was one of the judges. She's hot, she's saucy, she knows how to dance, and up next we have her for you. So go ahead and check it out.
My name is Natalie, and I'm a singer-songwriter. I play piano and I also dance, and right now I am promoting my second album called I Came to Play. Well, Get Me Off first, just to explain, just to give you a little bit background on the song, is a song about female empowerment. A lot of people don't think that or know that when they first listen to it, but it's about female empowerment. It's really just saying, look, like, this is me, I'm gonna do it my way. So with the video, I just got real aggressive and I tried to push buttons and I just, you know, I just tried to go there. Well, I think it's kind of funny. I mean, I think a lot of people are like, are you, bisexual? Are you lesbian? Or, whatever. And I'm not, but, I think women are beautiful. I think, I'm just kind of playing around and just having fun. And, I like, I think we all just like having fun and just putting it all together. Well, I think, yeah, it's true that there's not that many Asian Americans in the industry right now, but, I think it's starting to come around, and I'm just trying to do my thing. I don't think I ever went into it thinking like, I'm doing it because I'm Asian and, I'm gonna do this, but I think first things first, I just love music and I just wanted to say what I wanted to say and sing what I wanted to sing, and if I can make a difference for the Asian American community, then that's great, and I'm really grateful for that opportunity. Well, both of my parents are from Burma. They're both half Chinese and half Burmese, and they came out here when, my mom came out here when she was 18, and my dad kind of around the same age as well, and they lived in New York for a long time, and so when they had me, they were in San Francisco. So I grew up, in San Francisco, and when people ask me, about heritage and stuff like that, I just say Chinese and Burmese, but really, I just kind of group everything together and say Asian American.
What's up, y'all? My name is Natalie.
The hype movement, I think, is great. I think it's great for the Bay Area. I can't say that I'm a part of it, but I'm glad that it's going on because it's putting the Bay Area on the map. Well, the blend of In Get Me Off in terms of being pop and hip hop and a little bit of rock, like that's a culmination of all my influences. I feel like I grew up listening to all these different things, and I feel like in Get Me Off, I just thought, I want one song that kind of just puts it together. you know, and I want the aggressiveness, and that's the rock, you know. I want the grittiness, and that's the hip hop, you know. But I still want it to be melodic, and I want people to be able to relate to, and that's the pop. My favorite song on the album, I would say, I have two. One is Get Me Off, and the other one is called Enough. And they're both so different. Enough is like a sad, depressing, you know, it's a breakup song, you know, which you guys will hear tonight, and Get Me Off is just, you know, Get Me Off. So, but they're so different, but, you know, I feel like they're two extreme sides, but they're two very truthful sides of my personality.
Alright, so if you like jazz, you like hip hop, you like your modern and your classic R&B, this next artist is tailor-made for you. This is Valentina Rose. She's a Bay Area native who just performed at Youth Uprising in Oakland, and YoTV has all the footage just for you. Here we go.
It happened again. We're back to being best friends.
I've been singing my entire life. I always was around musicians. My grandfather was a violinist, and my father was a pianist, and he sang all the time. He was in a bunch of groups. And I just always went to all kind of little, you know, cultural events, and I loved it. The hip hop generation and rappers were the first influence. My mother had two sets of children, one generation and then another generation, so we were 10 years apart. So my brothers were DJs by the time when I first was born. They all had all the latest new hip hop back in the 80s, and they played disco and hip hop and all that. That really influenced me, but I also listened to jazz. You know, my grandfather listened to jazz, and people in my life listened to classical music even, and I was around a lot of that. The first time I found out that I felt confident in my voice was when I wrote my first song, and I sang it for my friends. They would always sing it like a day later. The first song that I wrote was a song about this boy I was in love with. I still love him a lot, but I wrote a song about love, the first song I wrote. I just pushed record on a beat that I had that my brother gave me, and I just started singing over it, and it just naturally came out, and it came out in a melody, and it was like I didn't have to force a song out. I could just start singing it and turn into a song. I sing about social issues and the hardships of living out here in this hood. And I sing about situations in life that I've experienced that has changed me for a better person. I constantly face challenges in every aspect of my life. Valentina Rose is a business as well as art, but it's also, it takes the business aspect to propel the art. So I'm really struggling with getting the right funding behind me so that I can, you know, get my album recorded, so that I can get the right producers and the writers and the right equipment behind me, and get everything that I need so that I can be successful. Some words of advice that I have for the young generation that are artists, who want to sing, who want to dance, who want to act, who want to be creative. What I say is, remember this quote: success is when opportunity and preparation meet. I always tell myself that whenever I'm feeling like I'm kind of lost or I don't know which way to go. You're playing with my mind, you're playing with my time, playing with my mind. I'm feeling you right now. Playing with my mind, playing with my time, playing with my mind. You playing with my mind. I can't keep going this way no more, 'cause you keep on playing with my heart. That is walking and out, I don't know what to do. But to leave, I gotta go. Boy, you ain't nothing but trouble.
Alright, so pretty much it's time for a break as we sit and sunbathe right here in this nice Pleasanton sun. But check out our websites at, well, we got Youth Outlook, we got The Beat Within, we got Road Dogs, we got NAM, we got Sprawl. Oh my gosh, the list continues. I can't even name them all.
How many more? Well, we'll be right back. We'll think of some more websites here. And then there's Debug, there's Snag, and Road Dogs.
Oh, Conscious Youth Media Crew.
Conscious Youth Media Crew. There it is. Cool.
So hopefully you get a chance to check out all of those websites. But what we have up next for you is Yo Thoughts. It's where we go out on the street and we talk to young folks and get their opinions. This time it's about
the California State exit exams. Recently, an Alameda County judge turned over the exit exams for the class of 2006, only to find the California Supreme Court reinstated it a week later. So hey, California students are in the middle of a quagmire, and we were able to speak to them with Yo Thoughts.
Giggity.
My name is Sagnita Salazar. I am 19 years old and I am from Oakland, California, and I'm a former student of OUSD.
My name is Teresa Vidaldi. I am 23 years old and I am from San Antonio, Texas.
My name is Giro Ignacio Palmieri, but most people know me as Iggy. I'm 16 years old and I live in Berkeley and Oakland. If it's found out that it is unconstitutional to give this exam, what would have happened to the students who did not get a chance to walk the stage and receive their diplomas? With that said, I hope you make the right decision. I took the exit exam. I passed the math with a 400 and the English with a 404. But I would also like to say that their essay question was horrible. It was truly horrible, and I usually write good essays, and they only gave me a 2 out of 5. So.
Even the makers of this test, ETS, Educational Testing Services, have said on their website that this test should not be used as a single measure tool, that it should be used along with grades, along with projects, along with various different things.
Sometimes you have a scenario, situation where a student has, has a 4.0, doing great extracurricular activities, but because of the exit exam, because they hadn't passed that, they won't be able to graduate.
You need a high school diploma in order to get a job, in order to be eligible for financial aid, in order to enter college. And today, students are being denied a diploma after completing 13 years of their education, after completing all the requirements that they were told they needed to complete before they enter high school. And now there's a new requirement that's being placed on them without them having the adequate resources in order to fulfill this requirement.
The exit exam is given to students who don't speak English and students who are quote-unquote special ed, and I feel that's very unfair too, and that's why a great percentage of students at California are failing.
The statistics that the state is putting out and that our school district is putting out, specifically Oakland, don't match up. The state is saying that it's a 73% passing rate. When you look specifically at students of color, very few Latino and African American students are actually passing it. The highest percentage of students failing are also students who attend schools with the severe lack of resources.
The state in 2003 delayed the test for 2 years because they realized that students weren't being prepared to complete this requirement, but today they're re-implementing this requirement without having done what they were supposed to do within those 2 years, which was do research in order to be able to come up with alternatives for the exam.
You are allowing Oakland students to become low-wage workers, to become soldiers, to become prisoners, and to become bodies in body bags or in coffins. Because they will not have a future, and they will not succeed, and they will not be allowed to go through their life if they don't have this diploma, if they're not given the opportunity. It is time that you guys stand up, all of you, including you, Randolph Ward, and that you guys pressure the state administrator, and that you guys stand up for all of Oakland Unified School District, for all the students that are being left behind, and allow them to get the diploma that they deserve. It is time that you give them their diplomas, give them their opportunities, and give them their human rights to an equal education.
Yo TV, we are hanging out here in Pleasanton. They have bus stops here too. Theirs are fancy though, but they still got graffiti, so we're not alone. Anyways, up next for you, we have a story by CYMC.
Yeah, Conscious Youth Media Crew is a group of young adults that portray social justice and political movements going on in their neighborhoods and communities through the art form of media, which is known as video.
Up next, we have Chantel telling a story about the bus. She explains how it's pretty much like the turf. People get shot, people make out, people fight on the bus. What are you doing? Anyways, it costs $1.50, so yeah, I don't know. Buses are expensive. I don't like it.
Hey, watch where your money's going. That's all I can say.
A few days after Rosa Parks died, I was on my way home after school on the 38, and I saw these boys got on the bus. They were on the bus for a while, and they were just whispering among themselves about a boy sitting in front of them. I was with my best friend, and everything was cool until the boys got up and they started jumping him. There were like 6 boys just kicking him and banging his head against the glass. We couldn't do anything because we didn't want to get involved in someone else's problems. The bus driver knew what was happening, and he didn't even stop the bus or tell the boys to get off. It lasted like 5 minutes and the boys just got off the bus. Even though he was shaking, the people acted like nothing happened. In my mind, I was wondering how come they couldn't handle that fight on the street while on the bus where there's cameras and everyone can see you. I thought that was stupid, but people gonna do what they gonna do.
When there's a fight on the bus, usually people just stand around, watching until it's over with or somebody gets in. Then after, you'll see people calling the police or trying to break things up if it gets too much, but usually people just stand their ground and watch.
They already see us as irresponsible, unruly people, and like sometimes when you on the bus, that's how people act. They act irresponsible, wild, crazy, and unruly, and it's like, but really when you're on the bus, you just want to have a good time.
Like now, people do all kinds of crazy stuff on the bus. Smoke on the bus, fight on the bus, shoot on the bus. I see people do graffiti on the bus all the time. A lot of my friends do it. The graffiti they do is gang-related, things that they claim. A lot of my friends have that I don't give a f about anything attitude. If you get caught tagging on the bus, you get fined up to $500 and you have to do community service, but most kids don't care.
You can see anything from people smoking, making their weed, taking pills, crazy people, drunk.
Most bus violence happens in between 3 and 6 p.m. because a lot of kids get out of school at that time and they see people they beef with or don't like, and then they handle their business right then and there on the bus. Some teens can't ride certain buses because of where they're from or what they claim. Some kids even have to take 3 to 4 buses instead of one straight bus home just to avoid beef.
I know a couple of people that have to take 3 or 4 bus routes to get home, and they have to walk 7 blocks and things like that to avoid beef with other people because they're scared or they don't want a problem, when it's easy as taking one route, but they don't want to be seen in this neighborhood because things might happen to them and they're scared for their safety.
Some random people get jumped for no reason because people are looking for something to do. Whatever beef kids have with each other is gonna get solved on the bus. If you think about it, the bus has become like the streets in a way. But on the bus, your enemies can corner you better.
Streets and the bus are on the same level because, like, when you in the streets, like a lot of people that hang out in the streets usually take the bus because it's a cheap way of transportation. You don't have to pay for gas.
Thursday, November 6, 2003, Deshaun Dawson was trying to break up a fight on the 29th when someone from a different school shot him in the face, which later killed him. Some witnesses say he was a, quote, innocent bystander, while others say his death was predicted by the years of inner-neighborhood turmoil that preceded it. He was just caught in the crossfire.
If you're in Sunnydale or in Lakeview, or if you're in Hunters Point and like you're on the bus, some people get high and they be like, oh, I don't like that person, this. They was talking all this head when I seen them last time, and they drunk or high, and then they just start acting wild and crazy, and like they just start shooting at the person.
On April 8, 2005, a young Javon King lost his life to bullets flying off the 54 as it drove up Hudson Street through the Hunters Point. Javon was walking to the bus stop from his house across the street when he was shot by some kids leaning out the window of the bus. Javon was with some other kids that had beef with the ones that was on the bus, and even though he had nothing to do with it, he caught the bullet and it took his life.
When you're a teenager and you're on a bus, it's like you're hanging out with your friends, you're having fun, and then things just get out of hand.
So these days, people do whatever they want to do on the bus. I think kids act like this because of their friends who peer pressure them. Kids see acting crazy on the bus as entertainment because there ain't really nothing to do in the city. Like I said, the bus is like the street these days. Anything can go down and people don't even trip.
Like, the world is dangerous for everybody. You could just be around and still be in danger. It's like, no, you're never safe. Not in your house, on the streets, at school, nowhere.
If we get involved, we become part of the problem, and the people are gonna want to retaliate on us. But if we do nothing, we just become bystanders because we don't want to get involved in other people's problems. When it's over, we act like we didn't see nothing. The bus. Everyone rides it, and everyone sees things, but we all keep our mouth shut.
All right, YoTV, it's that time that we have to say goodbye, but I want to say thank you, Tom, for filling in for Russell.
Anytime. I'd be happy to come back whenever you need me. So
Go ahead and check out his website, Sprawl. Tell us.
sprawlmagazine.com. Find out the latest about your hometown and what's going on in it every week on sprawlmagazine.com.
Don't forget to check us out at youthoutlook.org and check out the TV show, same time, same channel every week. And we also got a MySpace page, MySpace/YouthOutlook. You know how we do it. Sprawl's up on there too. We're friends, actually.
Yeah, you can add us on. We'll let you know about some updates every week and such. So, just feel free to check us out.
All right, we'll see you next time.
Take care.